Welcome everybody to the second webinar in the Mackay Tourism series of digital marketing webinars. In this session, we are focused on planning. This session is called Planning for Growth, and the modules that we're going to cover are about these things. They're about setting measurable goals for your business and digital marketing objectives. Module 2 is defining your target markets, and Module 3 is how to get started on your digital action plan. Before I go any further, for those who I haven't met before or who haven't watched a previous webinar from us, my name is Liz Ward and I'm from Digital Coaching International and Tourism Tribe. And what my business partners and our network of trainers do in this business is spend a lot of time doing our best to share information about better business and the digital environment, particularly for tourism businesses, and it's what we love doing. So we hope that you find this valuable. We're going to cover the fundamental components of putting together a digital plan and step you through some helpful tools. I'm going to be moving between my presentation slides and also briefly going live on the web as well. But I don't want you to be overwhelmed by what I'm showing you. I'd really like you just to sit back and try to take it in, and remember that the tools that I'm going to show you are available to you on Tourism Tribe, and because you're attending these webinars, you're able to access Tourism Tribe as a member and be able to access those tools. So please, for the next 45 minutes, 50 minutes, you're able to sit back and just try to digest this. And remember, all of this is very doable. We've worked with other businesses who've been able to make use of these tools. So let's get into the first module about setting measurable goals for your business and digital marketing objectives. Setting goals is a very critical step. It's probably the most important thing when it comes to digital strategy. It's the thing that actually gives you the purpose and an understanding of why you're putting your effort into digital marketing. And it's true for doing any business planning, anything that you're doing in your business. If you've set goals and you have a plan around that, then it's so much easier to be able to follow through on the priorities and really be able to measure what's working in your business. And setting goals for digital strategy, it's really at a couple of levels. One is about your organisation goals for your business and what growth you're looking for in your business. And the other one is about your digital marketing goals. As per the first webinar in this series, we listed the benefits to you about having a digital marketing strategy. And we've got this, I've just repeated this statement here for those who weren't participating a fortnight ago, that it's an essential first step when you want your business to become more digitally savvy, to improve your presence online and increase your online sales and booking. A digital marketing strategy removes the risk of being overwhelmed when it comes to digital marketing. And because the environment is changing so quickly, as you know, we've seen so much growth in mobile and social media and so many changes in the way that your customers find information and buy from you. What having a digital strategy does is it helps you to be able to prioritise, to allocate resources to get things done in the digital space, and to measure your performance and overall be more effective and more efficient with your digital marketing. When we speak to businesses, and there's lots of small businesses in tourism, as you're aware, they often say, oh, it's just overwhelming. There's just so much we need to think about. So our belief is, in working with clients, we see that if they have a plan, it takes that feeling of being overwhelmed away. Reflecting as well, and you'll see this through the series, that there's a simple framework we can use in which to prioritise and measure digital strategies. And that's a framework of attract, engage, convert, delight. When we think about in the digital space, what we're talking about there is being able to attract people to your business, whether that be through search or social media or through partners' websites, get them to engage with you. ultimately to get them to convert, to book and come and have their experience with you, and then for you to delight them. And the reason we want you to do that, of course, is so that that customer, that guest, becomes an advocate for your business. You can expect that each of these key digital marketing opportunities that is in this wheel on this screen will be part of your digital marketing strategy. It's very important that you have a balance in your digital marketing strategy. Putting all of your energy into one aspect will not work. It won't get you the cut through. So we know that content is absolutely central to successful digital marketing. And that's content that really relates to your target customers and gives them what they need. Search is incredibly important. Over 60% of people start their travel planning on Google. So it's very important. Your own website, that's your online shop front, has to be great, has to be search optimized. Your online reputation, if you can get them to find you online, we want them to find good accounts of other customers' experiences with you. Social media, it is part of doing business today, and it's an important part and very relevant for travel. Email marketing works well for tourism operators if executed along with great content and good understanding of your customer, and you've got to be able to measure and track all of this. And these things get wrapped up into both a digital marketing strategy and then a digital action plan. Digital marketing strategy, that's the overarching piece. That's the more strategic document. It talks about the long-term view of what you're trying to achieve. It might cover a time range of 1 to 3 years. It tells you the why of what you're doing. Why are you doing this? How does it tie into your priorities in your business and your organisation goals? Whereas the digital action plan is more of a 3 to 6 month view. It's the list of things that you're going to do. It's the what, the how, the when. And what that does is allows you then to be very organised on a short-term basis. And what we see is take away some of that feeling of being overwhelmed and not being too sure where to prioritise. Really helps as a team tool as well to be able to get more people involved in the delivery of social media activities, content writing and creation, taking photos, etc. A digital action plan, the short-term one, it's a living document. It's accessible by team members, the one that we're going to share with you. You can plan your activities, you can keep track and measure what you're doing, and you can allocate resources and collaborate across your team. What I'm going to show you in a little while in terms of the action plan looks like this, and I'm showing you this on the slide presentation now, but I'll actually take you live and show you what you'll be looking at if you choose to use this tool. We really like using a free cloud technology tool because of its openness and the ability to collaborate, and we've got this template set up that I'm going to introduce you to. Of course, you may already have something else that you use, and that's fine too, but you may find some ideas in here that are useful to you. What we find is, and we do this in our own business, is working with both templates will provide you with both the strategic and the operational tools to make a true difference to your online effectiveness. It gets you to be focused. You know, what are the most important things to work on? Organised, collaborative across your team, even if it's only a very small team. Things are measurable that you're doing. Yourself and others can be accountable for different tasks in your digital activities, and it makes it doable. It makes it achievable and takes away that feeling of where do I start? How you access both of these templates comes from one of the resources on Tourism Tribe, which is at tourismtribe.com digital strategy template. Now you can get to that by just typing in that URL, or you can also find it under Learning Resources. Now, if you go to that page on Tourism Tribe, you'll find this information here. And this explains these tools in brief. You've got the benefit of me stepping through them in this webinar. And what it does is it gives you access to links that you can download these templates. So the larger, more strategic part of this, your digital strategy template, is in the form of a Word document, and you download it from here. Now I'm just going to show you where it's going to take you when you do that. So it is going to take you to Dropbox, and you should all be able to see my Dropbox screen here, and it opens up this template for you. And you're going to be able to download that. You'll have the option to download that and save that onto your computer, possibly even save it up to your own Dropbox if you want to, so that you can share it or treat it as a Google Doc and share it with others. Now, what we've done with this document is we've done our research and looked for all sorts of digital marketing strategies that are available. And what we've really tried to do here is to customise something for businesses in tourism and put it in as simple a structure as we could, a sensible structure that flows, that allows you to be able to complete this yourself. What we've done throughout this document is to provide you with some tips that are with each section. For example, here, the executive summary. If you've ever written reports, of course, you'd appreciate that you write your executive summary after the rest of the document is complete. So we provide that tip for you. Everything is laid out here with both a heading and a tip to help you through. There's places where we prompt you to get down. If we were preparing a digital strategy for a business, these are the things that we would write about and we would research. So digital insights and analysis. So what are the trends in the marketplace that affect your business and your customers? An outline of your customers, an outline of your competitors, and what they look like online. So investigating and doing a little summary piece on your key competitors and their online activity. Listing your partners and how you can work with them in the online space. Doing a review of your own digital assets, so your current website, your social media platforms. How are you using those now? Do you feel like they're being successful for you? What kind of visitation and engagement are they getting? So you do a summary of that here. And then your digital SWOT, any of you who have done any business planning or any other kind of analysis, you're probably familiar with SWOT, as in strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats. This is where you list for your digital presence now what you see as the strengths, opportunities, weaknesses and threats. So you can see how this is sort of building. You're doing your research piece first before moving into actually getting down the strategic pieces. Section 2 is about your digital business strategy. So this isn't about marketing. This is about other ways in which you could use digital in your business. It could be about the example given here is how you might use iPads in your shop front for customers. It could be about more digital productivity tools. It could be about cyber security. So what are the kind of non-digital marketing things you need to think of? And we put that in here because they are very important to support your digital marketing assets. They all come together. They're basic business tools that you need to consider. Then we move into section 3, digital marketing strategy. This is where we bring in your organisation goals, your brand values. What are the perception, what points, what are the things that people would say if they described your business? Would they say that it's fantastic customer service? Would they say it's set in beautiful natural surroundings? Would they say that it's got great food, you know, really quality experience, it's luxury, or it's great fun for the family? You know, what's your brand blueprint values? We get that down. We move into information about your customer. I'm just going to draw a breath here again and remind people, don't be overwhelmed by this. We're just working through the story, and this is a story about your business that you know really well. So your ideal customer personas, as well as a little summary about your customers. I'll explain customer personas shortly. Market research. So this is where, what is it about your market that specifically is forecast? Is it about a forecast in growth of your market? What are the sorts of things that are affecting your target markets? We remind you of the travel purchase cycle and how there is a journey, there is a purchase journey that travellers take, and to consider that when thinking about your online activities, and how that relates to what you're going to do in terms of your efforts. It's at the dream and plan stage that you're looking to conduct digital activities that attract and engage. Obviously at the book stage that you're working to convert them and really build that trust so that they'll book with you, and then that experience stage that they take where you really want to delight them so that they will become an advocate for you. So we include those diagrams just to keep that context there for you. Then we move into digital marketing strategy, and I'll explain some things about this shortly. So we step through sort of higher level strategic objectives, your digital marketing objectives. We give you a table here of the ways in which you can measure your digital activities. So this uses that framework again of attract, engage, convert, delight. So it kind of keeps everything assembled in a logical way, and then lists the different metrics that you could use. And obviously you're not going to use all of them, but you know, how can you measure, sort of use a consistent set of metrics to measure how well you're doing in the digital space and what's working. Then we move into the digital marketing plan, and this is the activity-based things. So these are what are some of the bigger ticket items that you're going to do to attract, engage, convert, and delight. And we provide, you know, just a couple of examples here. And that's really this is the overview I've just provided of this high-level strategic plan. That you then get agreement on that, get everybody who's going to be involved, owners, managers, people involved in the business. This is what we're doing, and that's great. And then we move into that more the activity-based plan, which is the digital action plan. So I just wanted to brief you on that. I'm just going to move back to my slide presentation now. So coming back to the module that I wanted us to focus on in here about goal setting, for good clarity for all internal stakeholders, it's really good to have very clear organisational goals. Now these should come from your business plan. So those of you who've been involved in business plan writing will be familiar with doing this. So this is about being clear about what the organisation is trying to do, what are its growth goals or change goals that it's going through, how is it transforming itself, you know, what is it building, what is it renewing, how is it growing? And this provides guidance for the creation then of your digital marketing strategies and activities and how you should measure them. Now, what we do with setting business goals is we always try to use SMART business goals, and you may have seen this before, so you can see the acronym here and how it's spelled out. So S for specific, and I think this is probably one of the most important aspects of setting goals, is to be specific about it. And these are organisation goals, so they'll be significant, and usually they'll be stretch goals as well. They'll be M, measurable. They'll be meaningful, relevant, and motivational. A, they're agreed upon. I think more than anything, they are, even though they are motivational and stretch goals, they're also seen as being achievable. They're not outside of the realms of capability of the business. They're relevant, reasonable, results orientated. And T, that they have a timing aspect to them. There's no point in setting goals unless you're going to say by when, using what kind of timing cycle, whether it's annual, whether it's 6 months, but specifically when it's going to be done. Great. So that's something that if you haven't seen that before, that's definitely something to keep in mind when you're setting those goals. And by way of examples, and these are just off the top of our head, is for example, grow our sales by 100%. That is that achievable? If you're a new business or fairly new business, it probably is. But it certainly is specific because it talks about sales. It provides 100%. It's measurable. It's relevant to the business, and it's got the timing associated with it as well. We grow business leads by 100% over a certain period. It could also be things that are less sales focused but very important to the business. It could be about building brand awareness. So, that the business, just made this up, Best Time River Cruises is a known name for river cruising events in Mackay by January 2018. Is that measurable? How would you measure that? I'd measure that through online growth and awareness. So I would be looking for how many people increased visits to our website. I'd be looking at increased following on chosen social media platforms. I'd be looking for engagement with our business on social media, and I'd be surveying our guests and asking them how they heard about our business. Setting your digital marketing objectives is also a very important part of getting these goals bedded down. It's kind of like the in-between piece between your business goals and moving into your actual digital goals. And what this is being able to summarise. It might be 3 or 5 priorities, but no more than that. Now, I'd favour sort of no more than 3, really, when you're starting off with developing this plan, is what are your strategic priorities in the digital space? What do you believe are the most important areas for you to focus on in the digital world? And you probably already know this. But what the plan does is help you to really analyse that and to put some measures against it. So the example provided here, build awareness and education of your product and its features in the online environment. So it's quite broad. What are we going for here? And, whilst some of these things, if you were to line up businesses, they might sound a little bit similar, that's fine. It's about setting that big strategic priority. It's what's underneath it, your customers, the detail of your business that provides the variety in these plans. Another really important part of goal setting is section 3.7 of the Word document, and that's your digital marketing objectives. So these are also SMART goals. They are your digital goals, not your organisational goals, and they support what you've just decided are your strategic priorities in the digital space. These may change over the course of this webinar series, and as you develop the other aspects of your strategy template, you may come back and refine these, but it is worthwhile to get some initial thoughts down just to show what you think is important now. You can always tweak them later. Remember, you already instinctively know, as I mentioned before, what you should be focusing on, and it's quite a good exercise to get them down and then come and revisit once you've completed other parts of the document. An example provided here may be to translate all of your offline promotional material into the online environment by the end of the current financial year. And just another one, develop and implement a content marketing plan by 30th of June 2017. So they're these big objectives in terms of your digital marketing. So let's move on to module 2. Another very important part, in fact it's critical to any marketing, is a clear understanding of your target markets. It's about identifying them and then really understanding them in a very specific way. A definition of a target market is a specific group of consumers at which a company aims its products and services. Your target customers are those who are most likely to buy from you. Today's consumers are more marketing savvy than ever before and don't like to be lumped with others, so be sure you understand your target market. If you've ever entered a tourism award, and I know some of you have and some of you have won, you will have had to define your target markets. And remember, it's your target markets. It might be a certain market share you'd like more of rather than exactly what you have now. You can be gearing your digital marketing strategy to grow a certain target market, and that one may be more profitable than others and provide a more sustainable future for your business. You need a keen understanding of your target markets to be able to develop relevant digital marketing strategies. And for digital marketing, your ability to treat customers and potential customers like individuals is a competitive strategy, and it gets cut through in a really competitive online environment. Remember that the online marketplace, it offers people so much information. In fact, I think generally speaking, people are overwhelmed with the amount of information that they can get. So they are naturally impatient when they're clicking on websites and not finding exactly what meets their needs. So it's incredibly valuable to be able to customise the content that you're creating for your specific target markets. And the process of doing that is to take your target market definition a little bit deeper. And how you do that is developing personas. It's like developing a personality profile for your target markets. And what this does is it helps you and your team to easily identify with the needs of your different target customer groups. If I were a potential customer of yours, and I reckon I would be, in the digital age, more than ever, I want to know how your accommodation, your tour, your destination, your restaurant will suit me, not how it offers something for everyone. And that's the power of the consumer today, is their ability to really find something that matches their needs. And look, your business may match their needs, but if you aren't presenting to them content and on channels that they use, then it's not going to connect with them. So you're putting the effort in, but it's just not tailored enough for them. So developing personas empowers you to then create content, to put it out over social media channels and websites, and deliver experiences to attract, engage, convert, and delight your ideal guests. I don't know what your personas will be for your target markets. You may have target markets that are about travelling with young children, could be about travelling with pets. I'm sure that you have a number of target markets, but developing personas will help you to really uncover a lot more about them. Now, there is a tutorial in Tourism Tribe that gives you a step-by-step guide on developing personas, and that's at tourismtribe.com Smart Marketing Spend. It's also under the learning resources. You can find it there. Now, I'm just going to step back now, take a step back into that Word document again, because I think this is such an important part of getting the foundations right in this strategy document, that in your strategy template, one of the early things you can do is to talk about your customers, because you know this really well. So section 1.2, this is where you summarise your current customers. And you may have this already nutted out and you can just transfer it in, but just by way of example, the sort of level of detail I'm talking about here, and you could do this, you could just type it in text, but I've just put a table together. Customer group might be the family drive market within 300-kilometre radius, and that might be 30% of your business. Could be family drive market out of Southeast Queensland corner, 20%. Older drive couples market out of Southeast Queensland, 15%. Older couples drive market, New South Wales and Victoria, 20%. International drive market, etc. China, 5%. So just get that summary level in there. Then after you've developed your personas, what you can do is transfer them in to section 3.3. And this is where you will, just move that off the little photo of my friend and pretend persona, Deborah. This is where you can just do a summary. You could have 4 different personas that typify the personalities and the needs of your ideal target customers. So by way of example here, and remember that there's that tutorial, Smart Marketing Spend, that steps you through how to do this, but just so that you get the gist of this. Might be Deborah, we've given her a name, Deborah, she's mother of 2 children, works full-time and plans for family holidays every year. Who is she? How old is she? Where does she live and work? What is her education level? What attitudes does she have? What are her pain points? What keeps her up and on? How does she behave, and how do you identify her compared to other customers? The other thing that's really important here is what content does she enjoy? What websites and social media channels does she use? Is she a big user of social media? How does she book? And you're going to largely know these typical customer personas by your dealings with your guests, but you can also ask people these things and start to build that profile up. Now, before we move on to Module 3, I just want to remind people that you'll be able to, once you download this Word document, you can be progressively completing this and building your digital strategy. Your alternative is to do something like set aside half a day and really work on it. And you might like to brainstorm the content of it with your business partner, people who work in the business, to get more minds onto it. But we hope that the tool is self-explanatory enough that you can populate it yourself. The other thing that you can do if you are wanting to do this yourself is to, and you get a bit stuck, is to use the forum on Tourism Tribe and be able to ask a question in there, and I will be more than happy, and others will be more than happy to come and give you some guidance on that. We don't want to leave you stranded with it, and we would like you to make use of it if that's something that you don't already have in place. So that's the part of the strategic building block, and really bringing that together. But Module 3, this is about getting started on your digital action plan. So this is the actionable staff. This is the short-term plan. This is what's going to implement all that great thinking, because what you don't want is for that Word document to become a doorstop and just gather dust and sit on the top of your filing cabinet, and oh, that was an interesting exercise, but I'm still not any closer to actually doing new things or being much more organised and focused with my digital activity. So there is, once again, information about this on Tourism Tribe, because we want to put all the resources up there in the one place so you can get to them. So we've put this in that digital strategy template page. So where I was before, where we went to Dropbox and downloaded the document, we came from that link, coming back into that page. And section 3 of this document is this interactive digital action plan, and it talks about it, gives you a little information about it. But what it does, just scrolling down a little bit, is it gives you a link so that you can download what is called the Trello board. So Trello is a cloud-based software tool, and it's a collaborative tool. A lot of people use it for project planning. And because there's many people working on a project, everyone can get in there together. They can see what the priorities are, the different streams of work. They can see what the tasks are, and they're assigned to them. So you can actually bring different people into the Trello board that you've created, and they are assigned tasks, and it gives them reminders via email as well. So in our business, that's what we do. So Wendy, who looks after the Tourism Tribe platform, will assign a task to me in our operational Trello board, and then I get that via email as a reminder to go and do it. So it really keeps people aware of what needs to happen. So if I were to click on this link, create a Trello account if you don't have one by visiting this link, what it will do is take you to a screen that looks like this, and you can sign up here for free. So whilst there is a paid version of Trello, and it does give you some nice functionality like changing the background picture on the screen and some other really good business functions, we find that the free account is adequate. So that's great news that you don't have to pay for that if you'd like to use this tool. Now, once you've got your free account on Trello, what you're going to do is come back into the digital marketing strategy page on Tourism Tribe, and you are going to click on this link here, this Trello board template, and you are going to get access to the template we've already set up for you. Now, when you click on this link, you're going to go to what's called a public board in Trello, which looks like this. And you can see how things are assembled into columns and cards within those columns, and that's the basic structure of Trello. And I will step you through what these are in just one sec. And what you're going to do when you come in here is you're going to copy the board. Because this is public board, you're not able to change it. You have to make a copy of it to be able to make it your own and to be able to change it. So I'm just going to go live onto Trello now and just show you what you're going to do here. The things that you are going to do is this. You're going to click on the show more menu if the menu isn't already visible, and you're going to click on more, and then you're going to click on copy board. I'll just go live onto Trello. So you'll see that the menu is not showing for me here, but there's a show menu link. So I click on that. I'm going to go more, and I'm going to go copy board, and then I'm going to give it a title. So I'm just going to call this Mackay webinars example. See, I practiced that because it's come up. And you'll see in a moment that the name over here has now changed. So if you were doing this, you've now taken a copy, probably given it your business name, Digital Marketing Action Plan, or just Action Plan, and your business name, and this is yours, and now it's private. So this is no longer a public board. Other people can't see it. See, that says private. So this is your business tool now. Now, there's so many great things you can do in here, and it's something that you will get familiar with as you play with it. And back in the digital marketing strategy page on Tourism Tribe is a little video you can watch that actually shows you how to use Trello. So that's really worthwhile if you're going to use this tool to be able to do that. Now, it's really easy to add members to here. So here, add members. So you've used your email address to be part of this board, but this is where you come in here and you just put in the email address of another member of your team, and Trello will automatically send them an invite to join Trello. And once they've done that, because you've added them as a member to this board, they'll automatically be able to get to this board. Once you get familiar with this tool, if you like it, you'll probably find you use it for a lot of other things as well. But let me just step you through a quick cruise through some of the columns of cards that have been set up here for you. So we've set up the background pieces here. So this is about how to use this Trello board, and actually links you back here to, you can always easily get back to that digital strategy template page if you need to. We've got a bit more of an explanation about that. And then we've got a link here to the tutorial that shows you how to develop personas and gives you other information about digital marketing. And that's that Smart Marketing Spend tutorial. So that's sort of some of the background things are in that column. Then digital strategic priorities. This is where you've brought across out of the Word document those key digital strategy priorities, so those big things. Digital marketing goals, these have also come across from your Word document. And the reason that we suggest putting them in here is it keeps them here in front of your eyes, in front of your team's eyes. This is what we're doing. This is the key priority, and this is the goals that we're going after. So remember, these are SMART goals, and great to be able to reflect regularly on this. The colour coding, what that is when you create a card, you're able to categorise it. So you're able to give it a label. So labels are here. So you can change these, of course, if you like, but we've just set some up for you so that you can categorise different cards, which may be strategies or activities. To-do ideas are simply that. This is where you collect the ideas. So when you have a great idea, do a brainstorming session, you can come in here. So easy just to add a card. You're just clicking on here, see add card, it's at the bottom of every column. Then we get into the actions. We suggest that you work on a fortnightly basis. You might prefer to do it weekly. And what we do when we're working with clients and using this tool and in our own business, what we do is at the beginning of the month in that column is we'll actually bring in the results of the last month in terms of the key metrics that we are following. So that's where we'll copy in a screen grab just from Google Analytics, just showing total websites, showing total sessions on the web. And you can do that throughout these. You can get, much more advanced with your analytics. You could even set up a column just for the analytics. And keep in mind, you don't want to copy everything across from Google Analytics because obviously you can get in there and really delve, but you might have just a couple of key measures. You might be tracking unique visits, you might be tracking sessions. You might then also find it useful to do a grab of Facebook Insights metrics and Instagram if you're using Instagram, because those expire. So at least you're able then to track that over a longer period of time. And then what you can do is get in your actual activities into this fortnightly period. So here's an example of one here. Set up email marketing platform on MailChimp. So this is imagining a fairly new strategy coming to life. They don't have this in place yet. And we'd be able to add a member to this so that on this particular task, we can essentially assign a person to do this. And we can even put a due date on it. So they're getting a reminder, and it might just be yourself. You might put yourself in there, then you're getting the reminder coming through when it's due. So that's a bit of a run through on top line, the capabilities of this, and I urge you to have a look at that and see how that could work for you. just going to come back into our slide presentation. How much time will this take? We think at a minimum, bare minimum, to be successful, whatever tool you use, whether it's using a Trello board or working in spreadsheet and calendars, whatever it is you're using, we think that you're looking at least 4 hours per week on the action items to get through it and have any kind of consistency and decent kind of level of activity. Better would be a day a week for a small business if you can do it. But at 4 hours a week, that's only 10% of a standard working week and should be achievable even if you're doing it yourself. And we appreciate how busy everybody is and the demands on their time. Now, I'm just going to step through. We're at about 50 minutes now, so I'm just going to step through the key takeouts and then move to the Q&A. Don't hesitate to pop questions in the Q&A and also to use Tourism Tribe forums as well. So key takeouts for me, and you may have a few different things that you have picked up that I would like to share with you, is that developing a digital marketing strategy and action plan, it really is a critical step in applying the learnings when you are educating yourself about digital marketing and prioritising and being more efficient. Let your business goals and your digital strategic priorities inform your digital marketing activities. We see so many people are jumping just ad hoc into creating social media posts, having a crack at writing blog posts. There's no strategy behind it. So they really don't have any way of recognising and measuring against goals to see whether it's achieving what they want it to achieve. We recommend that you gradually complete your strategy template and Trello action plan over the course of this webinar series. I think little bite-sized pieces with new tools like this is quite good because you get familiar with them, a bit more familiar each time you use them. Content is central to your activities. Absolutely. You hear that again and again with digital marketing. But you must understand your customer very well first and develop personas for your primary target markets. It is that knowledge about what really makes your customers tick through a persona that will allow you to craft content and be creative and have some fun with it and really give them what's going to make them respond to you and follow you on that purchase journey and ultimately book with you and be your advocate. The things that I would recommend you do after this webinar is to go to Tourism Tribe and have a look at the page Digital Marketing Strategy, download the Word document and save it for yourself, join Trello and copy the Trello board. That would be a great achievement after this, having a look at those documents. You can then start to develop the Word template by entering your organisation goals. These are things you already know. Organisation goals, strategic priorities in the digital space, digital marketing objectives. Have a go at them with what you think they are today. And a summary of your customers, and have a go at developing customer personas if you haven't already done that. It's a fun exercise and it really helps you to, find some pictures of people that represent that person and get that list of their characteristics and demographics down there and make sure everyone who's dealing with customers is familiar with that. Once you've got those key elements into your digital Word document, then you can bring across some key things into your Trello action plan and start to build that up. Now remember that you need to join Tourism Tribe so you can access the templates and the other resources and to get the support that you need. And that's really important because the last thing I want to do is that after webinar 2 you're going, oh, this all sounds too much, it all sounds too hard, I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed now. That's not the purpose of this. This is actually to give you some structure and to give you a really good, almost like a workbook that you can start to collect your priorities and have somewhere to put the actions. Yes, you could just write them down. If that works for you, go for it. But I want to introduce you to some tools that are already tested and that might be helpful to you. Now, remember that if you haven't already joined Tourism Tribe, and I know quite a few of you have, so welcome to the tribe, everyone who has. Remember that there are so many tutorials and articles on there, and if you do a search, you'll probably find something that you're looking for. But if you can't find exactly the answer, or you just want to go straight there, go to the Q&A forums, do a search on the keyword there. If no one else has asked that same question and got those answers, or you just want to hear the current feedback on that, post a question, get in there, get used to the forums. They're so useful. We've got lots of experts who volunteer their time and come and answer those questions. And we've got the help desk, which Wendy manages. So if you're stuck, just go and get onto the chat and ask the question, and Wendy will guide you on how to find that information and how to get the best answer. This is included in your training package. So Mackay Tourism have negotiated with us to make sure that you've got 12 months on a starter membership, and to access that, select the starter membership on the join page and put in this coupon code, discount coupon code TTWKSP. So Tourism Tribe Workshop TTWKSP. What is going to happen at the next webinar? This is going to be a great webinar. I love talking about this topic, and don't get too, I promise you'll have another trainer in a couple of webinars with Fabian. She's going to do email marketing, which she's absolute expert on. But I love talking about this, and this webinar 3 is going to be on the 8th of March, which is all about that attract, engage, convert to like, what are some of the key things in there? It's about developing a channel strategy, really understanding your customer's path to purchase and what channels they are using. So helping you to know how to do that. Manage your online reputation, and I reckon a lot of you would be really good at this already, but there might be a few tips in there that we can share with you to really turn it into more of a sales and marketing opportunity as opposed to just responding to reviews. And understand the value of content marketing and blogging for your business. So we're going to give you tips on how to write blogs and how to come up with blog names and why blogging is so valuable to your overall digital marketing strategy. So that is it for the presentation. I've got a question here from Renee. Thank you, Renee. With your target markets, I understand that you shouldn't have too many. How many is too many? I can minimise ours down to 3. Look, I've seen typically I would say typically between about 4 and 6. And I think that's okay. I mean, you don't want to lump people together too much, because when it comes to measuring profitability from those different target markets, you do want to be able to distinguish them. So I don't, and I've been several times now a judge on the tourism awards, and I see the definition of target markets in there in those submissions, and typically I would see between about 4 to 6. Are there any other questions? Just give it a minute to see if anyone's got any other questions. I don't think they have, so I will close it out here. Oh, hang on, I'll just see, there might be a little, oh, there's a chat. Maybe somebody's put a question in the chat. I'll just have a look. I did this last time as well. No questions in the chat. Thought I should check though. But thank you, everybody. I hope that was useful. Promise me you won't feel overwhelmed. This is just part of your journey. It is a continual journey. It's all really doable. It's just about, taking steps. And the first step you're taking is putting aside an hour a fortnight to attend these webinars. And I really hope that's valuable to you. Great. All right. Well, I'll say goodbye to everybody. We'll close it out. And thank you. We'll see you in a fortnight, hopefully. And anybody at all got any questions, feel free to ask them through the forum. You'll get me, but you'll probably get somebody who's got an even, different approach and slightly different ideas and more information that can be helpful to you. So thanks, everybody.